leading Lake Dallas. Serve is picked up by Kaylin Gunn in the back row. To Sloan Griffin, falls short. Krum picks it up. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication in the back row there between Melvin and Banks. Krum will have the ball 13-6, leading Lake Dallas. Serve is picked up by Kaylin Gunn. Ruthie Forson puts it over the net. Hit falls short just in front of Banks and Gunn. Gunn picks up the serve to Collier off of Krum's block to Griffin. Griffin gains the point for Lake Dallas, score 14-7. Service picked up by Krum. Falls deep in the court. Melvin unable to pick it up off of her niece's pass. Score 15-7. Ruthie Forson serving for Lake Dallas. It's picked up and tight on the net by Krum. To Collier in the outlet. Collier with the overpass returns it to Krum. Ball is out on Lake Dallas' side. Lake Dallas will have the point 16-9. Ruthie Forson on the back line to serve. Off of Banks and Chance's block, the ball will fall on Lake Dallas' side. Krum gains the point, 17-9. Collier picks up the serve with a beautiful pass to Banks in the middle. Falls on Krum's side. Lake Dallas with the point 17-10 with Collier headed back to the line to serve for Lake Dallas. Collier's serve is picked up. Great pickup by Maddie, her niece. To Kaylin Gunn off of Krum's block, lands on Lake Dallas' side in. Krum will get the point 18-10. Ball is picked up by her niece in the back row. To Gunn on the outside. Gunn picks up the tip to Chance on the right side, just a little bit outside of the net there. Collier with the pass. Banks unable to get it over the net. Krum will get the point. Holbrooks calls the second timeout of this set. Okay, we are back out of the timeout. Krum leading Lake Dallas 19-10. Lake Dallas serve receiving. Krum serve is in the net. That is what we call coach's point. Icing out a server coming out of a timeout. Banks heading back to the line to serve. Banks' serve is picked up by Krum. Off of Griffin and Chance's block, falls short right in front of Collier. Krum's point, 20-11. Looks like Lake Dallas is going to have to pass on their toes here. Everything's falling short. Service picked up by Gunn to Chance in the right side off of Krum's block. Our outside hitters unable to hit over that block tonight. Service picked up by Gunn, little quick to get on her feet there. Banks with the drop in the back row will be Krum's point, 22-11. Like I said, Lake Dallas needs to get lighter on their feet, quicker on their toes if they want to get those passes. Service picked up by Kaylin Gunn. To Gunn in the outside. Hits into the net, Krum's point, 23-11. Krum's serve will be out on Lake Dallas' side. Lake Dallas gaining the point, 23-12, with Chance headed back to the line to serve. Chance's serve is picked up by Krum. Great pass by Macy Banks. Gunn will take the assist to Candace Collier in the back row. Great pass by Chance's over to Krum's side of the net. Chance picks up the short ball, forced into Gunn. Off of Krum's block, Lake Dallas will win the rally, 23-13. Chance heads back to the line to serve. Chance's serve is out on Krum's side, scored 24-13 with Melvin headed into the game to play back row for Chance. Krum's serve will be out on Lake Dallas' side, scored 24-14, still Krum's match point. Kaylin Gunn back to serve for Lake Dallas. They'll call Krum's ball out on Lake Dallas' side without a touch by Collier. Gunn heads back to the line to serve, score 24-15. Gunn serve is picked up by Krum. Melvin with the pass to Collier on the outside, hits on the outside of that blocker's hands. Lake Dallas will get the point. Gunn still serving, 24-16. Gunn serve is out and Krum will take the first set. All right, we are coming out of the first set. Lake Dallas losing it to Krum. Lake Dallas will be taking the court in just a minute, having their lineups checked. But one thing I just wanted to talk about is that Lake Dallas needs to be a little bit quicker on their feet. They're falling a little bit. The balls are falling right in front of them instead of taking that first step. So if anything that Holbrooks is telling them is to wake up a little bit and be lighter on their feet and to be more strategic in where they place balls, considering that Krum is putting up a pretty decent block here. So if Collier and Gunn, as well as Shantz on the right side, could get over that block and place it more strategically, I think they'll have more of a chance of taking the next sets and taking the whole game from Krum. Lining up in the starting lineup for Lake Dallas will be Melvin, Libero, Gunn, Shantz, Collier, Banks, and Forsen. Krum will start with the ball, serving to Lake Dallas. Krum's serve will fall just on the back line, gaining the point, leading 1-0. Those topspin serves will really drop. Gunn picks up the serve from Krum. Forsen overshoots Banks on the middle hit. It will fall on Lake Dallas' side. Score 2-0. Krum still serving. Service picked up and shanked by Gunn in the back row. Scored 3-0. Lake Dallas really needs to gain that spark that they had last week against Louisville at home here. Gain some more energy. Krum's serve will be in the net just barely, giving Lake Dallas the point 3-1. Forsen heads back to the line to serve. Forsen's serve is picked up by Krum. And hit is picked up by Gunn to Collier in the outlet. Collier hitting straight into Krum's block, then playing it down on Lake Dallas' side. Score 4-1. Just like I said, the outsides are going to have to find a way to hit around that block if they want to gain any points here. Service picked up by Gunn to Shantz in the outside. Great pickup by Gunn in the left back. Melvin with the pass to Collier in the outlet. Collier with a beautiful line hit gets the point on Krum. Score 4-2. As Collier heads back to the line to serve for Lake Dallas. Collier's serve is over and picked up by Krum. Off of Banks and Shantz's block, the ball will fall on Lake Dallas' side. Score 5-2, Krum leading. Krum's serve is out. Lake Dallas will have the point. Score 5-3 with Griffin going in on the front row for Melvin. Banks on the line to serve. Serve is picked up by Krum. Off of Griffin's block to Shantz in the right side. Shantz with the tip is picked up by Krum. Ball is out. However, Macy Banks with the great hustle. Score 5-4, Lake Dallas trailing. Banks serving for Lake Dallas. Banks with the ace for Lake Dallas, gaining the point, tied game 5-5. Banks still serving. Banks' serve is picked up by Krum. Krum's hit will fall on Lake Dallas' side. Score 6-5. Krum taking the lead. Krum's serve will be out. Lake Dallas gaining the point. Once again, a tie game, 6-6. With Shantz headed back to the line to serve for Lake Dallas. Serve is picked up by Krum. Krum unable to get the ball back over the net. Lake Dallas will gain the point. Now taking the lead 7-6. Shantz heads back to the line to serve once again for Lake Dallas. Shantz's serve is in the net. Again, a tied set here, 7-7. Krum serving. A long all-together game we're looking at if it's going to be point for point here. Melvin shanks the serve. Krum will gain the point. 8-7, now leading. Serve is shanked also by Collier. Krum with 2 aces in a row will have the lead 9-7. Serve is picked up by Collier with a great pass. To Gunn in the outside is picked up by Krum. Great pass by Lainey Shantz is over the net to Krum's side. Off of Forson's block. Forson will set Gunn a little bit too outside. Forces her to tip. Looks like a little bit of confusion there in the back right corner with Melvin sitting right behind Shantz ready to pass it. Although Shantz a little late to open up. Krum will have the ball 10-7. Service picked up by Collier to Gunn in the outside. Off of Krum's block, the ball will fall. Lake Dallas gaining the point 10-8. Gunn on the back line to serve. Serve is shanked by Krum. Gunn getting the ace for Lake Dallas. Score 10-9. Lake Dallas trailing by 1. Krum serve in the net. Gunn serve in the net. Lake Dallas, Krum will get the point. Score 11-9. Krum's serve is picked up by Melvin. To Collier in the outlet off of Krum's block is picked up. The down ref will call Krum's setter in the net as Banks heads into the game and Griffin out. Melvin playing back row for Griffin, now serving. Serve is picked up by Krum. Forced to free ball. To Banks in the middle is just barely picked up by Krum. Off of Banks' block and returned over to Krum's side. Forson with the second activation. Krum will gain the point as the ball comes off of Collier's block and into the antenna, calling it out. Krum will serve 12-10. Service picked up by Gunn to Banks in the middle. Off of Forson's block. Krum will shoot the line shot and it'll fall right in front of Melvin sitting on that back line. Krum gains the point 13-10. Holbrook's calling the first timeout of this set. Service picked up by Gunn to Collier in the outside. Collier will gain the point for Lake Dallas, score 13-11, as Forson heads back to the line to serve for Lake Dallas. Service picked up by Krum. And Banks and Collier will put it down with their amazing block. Score 13-12. Lake Dallas trailing by 1 with Forson still serving. Ball is over the net as Collier gets the overpass. However, the down ref will call Shantz in the net for Lake Dallas. I'm sorry, the down ref will call Banks in the net for Lake Dallas. Krum will serve. Score 14-12. Serve is over the net. Gunn gives Krum the overpass as they smack it back down on him. They'll get the point 15-12. Service picked up by Melvin. Once again, overpass to Krum's side. Krum's Mill getting a lot of opportunities to smack it back in their face here. Score 16-12. Service picked up by Melvin to Collier in the back row. Krum's Middle just keep on manipulating that right back corner. And Holbrooks will call another timeout, her last timeout of this set. All right, we are out of the timeout. Krum leading Lake Dallas and serving 17-12. Service picked up by Gunn and returned to Shantz on the outside. Shantz will get the point for Lake Dallas. Score 17-13. With Collier heading back to the line to serve. Collier's serve will cause Krum to do an overpass with Banks' hit. Gunn's hit will be out on Krum's side. Score 18-13. Serve is picked up by Melvin in the back row. To Gunn, having it to free ball over Krum side. To Gunn on the outlet. Gunn's hit will bounce off of Krum's block and fall out of the court, giving Lake Dallas the point, 18-14. Banks on the line to serve for Lake Dallas. Ball appearing to be tipped out by Krum is touched by Macy Banks, giving Krum the point, 19-14. Service picked up by Collier, although overpassed. Once again, Krum's middle getting up there and taking advantage of that overpass, putting it down on Lake Dallas' side. Collier out of the game with McKenna Mars in to serve receive. Krum serve in the net, giving Lake Dallas the point, 20-14. With Shantz on the back line to serve. The overpass is picked up. And Gunn puts it down on Krum's back line, scored 20-16. Shantz still serving. Shantz's serve will be picked up by Krum. Krum's hit will fall just in between Mars and Shantz, them not crossing on defense, unable to pick up that ball. Krum will be serving 21-16 in the second set. Service picked up and overpassed by Karen Melvin. Collier gets the pass to Gunn in the outlet. Gunn getting the ball off of the block. And Gunn hitting just on the tip of Krum's block. The ball will fall on Krum's side, giving Lake Dallas the point, 21-17. Gunn heading back to the line to serve. And Collier back in the game for McKenna Mars on the front row. Gunn will get the ace for Lake Dallas, gaining the point, 21-18. Gunn still serving. Gunn's serve will be shanked once again, gaining the ace for Lake Dallas, scored 21-19. Expecting a timeout call by Krum's head coach here. Gunn's serve is picked up by Krum. Off of Griffin's block, Shantz picks it up to Collier. Corson pinning Collier to that antenna. Not really giving her a chance to get a good hand on it. Will give Krum the ball, 22-19. Service picked up by Gunn and tied on the net, forcing Forson to tip it over. Pass by Gunn to Collier in the outlet. Off of Krum's block, it will fall outside of the net, outside of the court. Giving Lake Dallas the ball, although the R2 is going to speak to the R1. The R1 gives Krum the ball, appearing as someone touched the ball once it came off of Krum's block. Krum will serve Lake Dallas. Scored 23-19. serve is picked up but tight on the net with Forsen unable to get to it. Krum's match point 24-19. Overpass by Shantz. Although Forsen showing some presence on the net there, is unable to block it. However, Krum's outside puts it down on the line, taking the second set away from Lake Dallas. All right, coming out of the timeout, Krum is leading Lake Dallas in sets 2-0. Starting for Lake Dallas, serving Ruthie Forsen, McKenna Mars, Kaylin Gunn, Candace Collier, Macy Banks, and Lainey Shantz. Forsen will get the ace for Lake Dallas. Starting off with the lead, 1-0. Forsen service picked up by Krum, with Gunn just sticking a hand out there, unable to get the pass. Krum will gain the point, 1-1. Service picked up by Collier to Banks in the middle off of Krum's block. Kaylin Gunn picking up the short pass. Down ref calls Krum in the net, giving Lake Dallas the point, 2-1. Candace Collier serving. Collier serve in the net, giving Krum the point, 2-2. Krum's serve is also in the net, giving Lake Dallas the point, 2-3. Griffin in to play front row for McKenna Mars, with Macy Banks heading back to the line to serve. Collier unable to make the pass will give Krum the point, all tied up 3-3. Krum's serve is in the net once again, giving Lake Dallas the point, 4-3. Both teams unable to get the ball in play here. Shantz serving. Shantz will try to hit that back left corner, causing Krum to scramble. Pass is picked up by Collier to Gunn with a short hit. Ball falls right in the center on Lake Dallas' side, giving Krum the ball, 4-4. Melvin in for Shantz on the back row. Service picked up with a great pass by Candace Collier. Forson trying to dump it is picked up by Krum. Ball falls just behind Forson and Griffin's block, breaking it. Krum will get the ball, score 5-4, leading Lake Dallas. Pass is picked up by Collier to Gunn in the outlet. Gunn's ball will get trapped in Krum's block, and it will fall on Krum's side, score 5-5 with Gunn serving for Lake Dallas. Gunn's serve is picked up by Krum. And off of Griffin's single block. Griffin not pointing her hands to the middle of the court. It will bounce out, giving Krum the point, 6-5. Krum leading. Service picked up and overpass by Melvin. Off of Griffin and Forson's block. Collier will take it. Collier will get the point for Lake Dallas, scored 6-6. McKenna Mars in to serve for Lake Dallas and to play back row for Sloan Griffin. Mars' serve is just barely picked up by Krum. Forson to Collier. Collier getting stuck in the block. Ball will fall on Lake Dallas' side, score 7-6. Krum leading. Ball is picked up but is deep in the back court by Melvin. Lake Dallas forces to free ball over to Krum's side. Karen Melvin unable to pick up the pass will give Krum the point, 8-6. Serve just barely picked up by Melvin to Collier in the outlet. Collier putting it down on Krum's side, score 8-7. Krum still leading, but Lake Dallas trailing by 1. Shantz is in on the front row for Melvin as Forson heads back to the line to serve for Lake Dallas. Forson serve is picked up by Krum. Great pass by Kaylin Gunn will be set to Candace Collier. Line ref calls no touch on Candace Collier's hit, which was a little bit outside of the line. Will give Krum the ball, 9-7. Service picked up by Mars with a beautiful pass on the net. Banks attempting to get the hit. Ball will fall in on Lake Dallas' side, giving Krum the point, 10-7. Service picked up by McKenna Mars. Lainey Shantz forced to free ball it over to Krum's side. Krum will gain the point, 11-7, as Holbrooks calls her first timeout of this set. All right, both teams are out of the timeout. Krum leading 11-7 and serving Lake Dallas. Once again, I'm hoping that timeout was what the girls needed to get them on their feet, get them to wake up a little bit. Krum serving. Service picked up by Gunn to Macy Banks, attempting the spike. Great up by Kaylin Gunn in the left back, as Collier splits Krum's block and puts it down on their side, gaining the point, 11-8. Collier heading back to the line to serve for Lake Dallas. Collier's serve falls just on Krum's back line, gaining the point, 11-9. Collier's serve is picked up by Krum off of Macy Banks' block. She's unable to track it after she gets the touch. The ball will fall on Lake Dallas' side. Krum leading 12-9. Service picked up by Mars to Gunn in the outlet. Gunn once again splitting Krum's block and putting it down on their side. Score 12-10. Griffin heading into the game for McKenna Mars, with Banks waiting on the back line to serve. Banks' service picked up by Krum off of Shantz and Griffin's block. Krum will gain the point, 13-10. Service picked up by Banks to Kaylin Gunn, forced to free ball. And is down-balled over by a great save by Forson. Great pass by Collier, a little short for Gunn to get a really good hand on it, although a great spot for a tip. Collier waiting on the line for that hit, although unable to make the pass, 14-10. Krum serving. Service picked up by Collier to Shantz on the right front. Shantz's line shot will pay off as Krum shanks it, giving Lake Dallas the point, 14-11. With Shantz serving for Lake Dallas. Chance's serve will be out, giving Krum the point, 15-11. With Melvin headed into the game to play back row for Chance. Krum's serve is picked up by Collier to Gunn on the outside. Great shot by Gunn is picked up by Krum. To Gunn once again, she's a little off the net this time. Once again picked up by Krum in amazing passes. To Gunn. Gunn this time putting it down on Krum's side. Score 15-12, breaking that block once again. The outside's now finding the weakness in Krum's block here. Gunn will serve for Lake Dallas, score 15-12. Serve is shanked by Krum. Gunn getting the point for Lake Dallas, 15-13. Serve is picked up by Krum and put down by Collier and Griffin's block. Great teamwork there by those two girls, gaining the point for Lake Dallas, 15-4. Beautiful block. Gunn still serving. Great spot serve by Kaylin Gunn. Krum's hit falls just on the back line behind Macy Banks. Will give Krum the point, 15-14. Sorry, 16-14. Gunn picks up the serve. Macy Banks with the pass will overpass to Krum's side. Griffin showing some presence on the net. Forced into Collier. A little bit too short there for Collier to get a good hand on it. Forced into Collier once again, a little higher this time. Again, Collier. Krum really scrambling here. Collier putting them in a bad spot. And Krum will win the rally as they hit it over to Macy Banks, with Banks unable to get the pass. Score 17-14, Krum serving. Melvin with the pass to Collier in the outside. Collier once again splitting Krum's block and hitting that left back. Will get the point for Lake Dallas, 17-15. Mars in for Griffin to serve for Lake Dallas and to play back row. Marva's service be picked up by Krum. Down ref calling Collier in the net for Lake Dallas, giving Krum the point, 18-15. Melvin with the pass to Collier in the outside. Forsen unable to judge where she is on the court, overshoots Collier. Collier unable to put it back over the net. Score 19-15. Holbrooks will take her second timeout of the set. All right, both teams are back on the court after the timeout. Krum leading 19-15. Krum serving. Krum's serve will be out again. Holbrook's gaining another coach's point, will ice out Krum's server, and Forson will head back to the line to serve for Lake Dallas. Shantz in on the front row for Melvin. Ball fall behind Forson into the right of Mars with her unable to get to it. Scored 20-16. Krum serving Lake Dallas and just 5 points away from taking this whole game away from them at home. Service picked up by McKenna Mars and overpassed. The hit will hit that back corner and Mars will be unable to get to it once again, causing Melvin to go into the game to play back row for Mars. Score 21-16. Serve will be picked up by Melvin to Banks. Forson once again overshooting Banks. Looks like the connection between setter and hitters just aren't there tonight, and it may be a little bit too late to sort that out. Service picked up by Melvin to Shantz on the outside. Off of Collier and Banks' block. Ball fall right to the side of Melvin. Melvin not taking a step and attempting to pick it up will cause Krum to get the ball. 23-16, 2 points away from taking the whole game. Gunn will get the pass, forcing Shantz to scramble. However, Shantz' tip is enough for Krum to lose the point. Score 23-17. Collier serving for Lake Dallas. Collier's serve is picked up by Krum. Collier unable to pass the middle hit from Krum. Match point, 24-17. Melvin picks up the serve. As Krum puts it down on Lake Dallas' side, Krum will take all 3 sets away from Lake Dallas, winning the game. This Friday will be at home at Princeton. So check back in with us around 6 o'clock on Friday, and I will be there to give you your play-by-play as usual. Good night.